All right, here we are, students. The last portion of our SAE project is recording how much money, or yeah, how much money we are spending and making off of this project. So what we're going to be doing is going over to finances, which you can do with either of these things. But head over to finances. Now you can see that this area right here is in many of our tabs right here. That's just your project. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in how much money we spent on our animal. Now, or maybe your barbecue grill. Maybe you spend some money on that thing. Okay, so you wouldn't be necessarily be worrying about any of these things. This is mostly extraneous things. What we're going to be talking about right now is just this main little button. And that's all we got to know for today. That's set SAE cash entries. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this bad boy. Now, so what you're going to do is you'll be clicking on enter cash expense. Expense means that you spent money on something. If you put enter cash income, income means that you made money. Alright, so for right now, we're going to be worrying about cash expense because right now you probably haven't made any money yet on your animal or your project. So, in fact, of course, what makes an SAE project an SAE project is that you made money or spent money on it. Not necessarily made money, but spent money. So that's the number one thing that has to happen is you spent money. At the end of the year, when you sell your animal or project, that will be cash income. So right now, let's enter cash expense. Alright, so first and foremost, you want to put the correct date in which whatever's going to happen, whatever you did. Let's say this is the day that you bought your animal, okay? Which was, according to the last video, was the 3rd. So let's just make sure that we are consistent. Alright, we did a journal entry for the hours that we got our animal. Now this is the money that we spent on our animal. Now vendor or payee. What this means is who or what company did you buy this thing off of. So let's say that you bought this off of, I don't know, Randy Jones. Pork Palace, okay? Pork Palace. You want to put in the name of the company or the person that you bought this animal or thing off of. Alright, and so you will be doing a separate one for each thing. So maybe you bought one off of Walmart. Maybe you bought something off of Walmart, like some equipment. Then you're gonna do one for that. So you're gonna go to save and enter another. But what you did is we bought this thing for our project, which is Betsy. Okay, what was it? Maybe you bought them feed. Okay, so you bought Betsy feed. How much did that feed cost you? Maybe $20. Okay. So right here, usually that's a type of a feed. It will put you on the memo. You'll put the name of the feed on here. So let's just say we bought this pig Gen X feed. All right. Maybe you did something else because maybe Randy Jones not only sold you the feed, maybe they also sold you the pig. So that's going to be on other. All right. We talked over about that in the budget where we talked about feed and all that stuff. Maybe if you bought the dewormer, you'll put it on there. But if you bought the pig itself, that's under other. Maybe you bought it off of Randy Jones for $450. So right here, we're going to put purchased pig. Let's make sure that we correct our mistakes on here. So off of Randy Jones, we spent $470. So we're going to go to save it and return. Alright, and look right here. It shows you your journal entry or your finance entry immediately on how much money you spent. We're going to go back over here to finances, okay? Because maybe you did other things. So we're going to go over here back to cash entries. So every time that you spent money, you will go to cash expense. Alright, so maybe the next day has happened, and now it's the 4th, okay? So maybe you went to Golden State Hay. Golden State Hay is a feed store in Santa Paula that sells feed. Alright, maybe you bought some feed, and maybe you also bought some dewormer. Maybe you also bought some supplies like a show stick or something. Alright, well, make sure that you put those on there. So right here, of course, we'll put Gen X feed. The dewormer, so we'll put right here dewormer for veterinary medicine. Supplies, maybe, and usually dewormers are about 20 bucks. And maybe you bought a show stick. And so maybe a show stick maybe ran you about $25. So right here for memo, it's just briefly saying what did you spend this money on. Make sure that you put these things into the right category and for the right animal. Alright, if you're going to be doing many of these and it's to different people, make sure you do to save and enter another. We'll go to save and return. Great, look at this. you are working really well on keeping track of all the money that you're spending on this animal. Let's say that it was also now the day that you sold your animal. You're going to go to enter cash income. Alright, and maybe you sold that pig to Wood Clayson Foundation, which is a company that buys animals off of people. So you're going to put right here under cash market sale. Maybe you sold that pig for a good $2,500, okay? And then somebody else bought it off of you. You would be putting that under other income, but we're not going to put that just yet because that would be not off of Wood Clayson, it would be off another person. So right here, we're going to put sold pig. Alright, so the day that you sold your animal or sold your grill, you're going to be putting that under an income. And you will be going to save and return. All you did was sold your pig for $2,500 and you are good. Alright, perfect. Notice how you see on a debit, this is the money that you spent. Credit, this is the money that you're going to be receiving. So this right here tells us overall how much did you spend, how much you're going to get. And so that is all you got to do in terms of finances. Alright, we just use this lucky little tool right here. And if you want to review and edit your entries, you just go to review and edit, and it takes you back here, and you can always edit any of these things. Now, let's take you back to our journal entry. Okay, when we go to journal, remember we went to Project Experience Manager? Let's click on that thing. Okay, so we click on Project Experience Manager, and let's go over to our budget. And notice how everything here has turned white. Alright, we have 6 financial entries, 1 journal entry, 0 pictures. We want to see some more numbers on that thing, of course. But let's go over here to budget. Remember how we planned out our things? Well, look at this. We put our estimated income on how much we thought we were going to make, but we actually made, this automatically fills itself. This is how much money we actually made. Great. Perfect stuff. Now look at how we didn't make anything on other income. Well, it's pretty cool to see at the end of the year how much money you thought you were going to make and how much you actually made. Maybe this is less than this. Maybe this is less than that. You never know. In terms of the money you spent, we thought, well, so far we've only spent $40 on the year. We haven't spent anywhere near $1,200 on the feed. So we never know. Sometimes this might be $600 at the end of the year. You never know. Veterinary medicine, we thought we were going to spend $60. So far we only spent $20. Alright, supplies, we only spent $25. In terms of purchasing a pig, look, we thought we were going to buy our pig for $500, but we actually bought it for $450. There's a bunch of other things that we haven't spent money on. We want to make sure that these things are pretty close to this. Make sure that you're putting the exact amount of money that you're spending on your pig or your animal or your project, whatever it is. We're going to be checking this, but it's always great to kind of look back at your budget to see, like, man, I can't believe I thought I was going to make this much money, and I didn't, or I did, or I made more, maybe something like that. Okay, so it tells you your actual amount, and then your estimated amount. So you actually made so far $1,965 if you only spent this much money and made $2,500 on your animal. This is definitely unreal, but you know, it's always great to look at this at the end of the day. Now, generally, the last thing you're gonna do is not go to profile. You go to journal, and then you go to Project Experience Manager. Last thing you would do, you'll do an annual review on all of your projects. So on annual review, you'll put that Betsy was only 1. You're going to put Betsy was a great pig. Was a great pig. And then just do like a recap on everything that happened. And you're just going to be talking about the skills that you learned. You're going to be writing about everything that happened. It's going to be about 5 sentences, 3 to 5 sentences on everything that happened. So right here, 3 to 5 sentences on your year, on how everything went. All right, and you will be saving that. Notice how that turned green. Oh my gosh, students have raised animals in the past and got to close these things. You got to close your record books. Do that. All right. We'll go to skill competencies. So this is at the beginning of the year. This was how you planned on having to do this. Now, what did you actually do? All right. Well, hey, in terms of demonstrating management technique to ensure animal welfare, I walked my pig. Not just I told myself, you know, you told yourself that you were gonna walk it once a week, but I actually walked it. I walked it every day. Okay. So you gotta put, how did things go? All right. So what actually happened? This was your plan, but what actually happened? And when you're done with that, you make sure that you save this thing. You go to return to product manager. All right, because this thing, once you completed all those, this will also be a check mark. All right, and then you'll be able to print out a report, and it's ready to go. All right, these two right here, this is things that you don't have to worry about, but this is everything when it comes to an SAE project. All right, now perfect. I think that concludes everything when it comes to an AET record book. Now, make sure you refer back to these videos whenever you find yourself stuck, or ask Mr. Lopez or Mr. Gomez about how to use the AET. That's the bread and butter of raising an animal in terms of financial entries and journal entries. Remember, journal entries? Uh-oh, no internet. That is bad. Oh well. Anyways, I guess this concludes our video. How embarrassing. But that's okay, students. Hopefully that helps you out with everything. Hopefully you don't run into a situation like this in which the internet is somehow gone. Students, good luck on your AET record books. Enjoy your SAE projects, and let's do this. Very good. See you all.